Then it had commentary to let you know what was going on at that, during these time periods.
Yeah.
Who he was.
Do you know anybody personally that Morris? I got a friend, DeMarcus.
I used to when back like way back in Chicago.
Now, what separates the Moore teaching from Nation Islam?
That's a really good question. I don't really know the Morris teaching that well to say that to really get an answer.
But do you guys got to? So how come? So in Nation Islam, they wear the bow ties and everybody has a clean shave.
Yeah.
Is that required?
Yes.
Because the Arabics, they usually have big beards.
Right. Okay. So one of the reasons that I know of, the reason why we do that, especially when we in what we call A1. It's called A1. Yeah. It's been a while. I haven't been in congregation in a long time.
Yeah.
So when we have our suits on, we out, what we call fishing or teaching or whatever. And we dress with our suits with the bow tie, with our national, with the button, with the sun and the star. We cut all your face off because we have nothing to hide. We want people to see us clearly who we are. We are the most pure, the most clean, the most righteous. We have nothing to hide. We don't walk around with no weapons.
That's right.
We're not here to harm anybody. We're not going to rob you. We don't want you intimidated by us when you approach us.
Right.
We don't want you crossing the street. You don't have to do that. We're not going to do anything to you. So, that's the best.
That makes sense. But the Arab, they are they required to wear a beard? All of them got beards.
All of them got beards.
Yeah. Is that required? Because even with the UFC fighter Khabib, his whole crew, they all got beards with no mustache.
And even when I was Orthodox, I was told to, grow out a beard.
Yeah.
And everybody walks around with a beard. I guess, I don't really.
Is that in the Quran?
I don't remember off the top of my head if that's.
Is that in the Quran? Because I know the Bible tells you not to mar the beard and don't round off the curves and stuff for your beard and stuff. So the Bible speaks about it. And what about the Quran? They talk about shaving of the beard.
On the top of my head, I wouldn't tell you.
I was wondering. But I always wonder why they didn't have beards, and then I saw the Orthodox Muslims have big old beards. It's always.
So we got to remember that, like we just discussed,
Yeah.
the law was already there before it was a law. So their law is different from ours. We are
the Arabs or
the Orthodox.
Okay.
We are the gods. When we're trying to get back to that level, they are of the new man. So we had to teach them and clean them up.
The new man. Explain that again.
So, that the old school science of the form.
So you don't think mankind? I know this is another question. But you don't think mankind's in a fallen state? Kind of sound like Justin E. Peterson a little bit. Where he's talking about mankind. Christians believe that because of the disobedience of Adam and Eve, we were original sin created. So do you guys believe in the concept like Christians do of original sin, when the disobedience in the garden caused mankind to sin, and then mankind was in the fallen state?
That's why I would like to answer that.
Very Christian-laced question, but yeah. That's how the Christians look at it.
So
y'all don't believe in the Muslims believe in original sin.
We have evil in us, right? So you have what I was taught is like we call them the germs. You have a black germ and a brown germ. So we're capable of doing evil. We're capable of doing evil things. We're capable of doing wrong things. But the Caucasian man is the physical, where we can see him with our outer eyes. Evil, like the story of Yaqub when he was playing with the leather. And he said he's going to create this man. And his upper eyes, well, what type of man are you going to create? A man that's going to come. Because if you're going to create a new man and we're already righteous, what if you're going to create something that's opposite? What do you need a new man for?
Yeah.
So when they came, and like I said, our people tried to clean them up. They tried to clean them up and fit, but all they did was cause confusion, cause corruption, cause trouble, lied, then try to be the mediator between the trouble that they started. And so today we follow them. We don't follow.
That's a yeah or no with the original sin.
I would have to say probably no.
So in that culture, they don't believe that mankind is following the original sin.
Not just born in
the sin. Yeah. The Christians say we're all sinners, we all deserve hellfire, and we only can be through salvation through the blood of Jesus.
They are the ones sinners.
That was the Christians say. Yeah, I agree with it.
No. That race of people who made Christianity, they are born sinners. We are not them. We're not them. Just like we were talking about the old school science where you had the four types of people: the Negroid, the Astroloid, the Mongoloid, and then you have the Caucasoid.
What's the fourth one? You said I only heard three. I only heard of three. The Negroid, Mongoloid, and the Caucasoid.
Right, that's four.
No, Negroid, Mongoloid,
Astroloid.
What's Astroloid?
The Australian man.
They count?
Yeah.
Black
just like us. So the Australian man, he's really
not Negroid?
So the Australian man is interesting.
It was the three great races.
He come in a lot of shapes and flavors. You know, he comes with blonde hair, he comes with green eyes, he comes with all
what's his skeletal structure? Because the three great races is from archaeology.
Yeah, I know.
So
that's the only way I can describe it. You know, so some things. This is one of the problems that people get. You have earthly knowledge, you know, scholarship and earthly knowledge, and then you have the divine knowledge. And sometimes the scholars can't find the divine knowledge because it wasn't given to them. And so just like back in the days when when people say Ezekiel's wheel was a spacecraft or a mothership, you ever heard of that theory? And like he described this with animal eyes and all this.
Like the Merkabah, they call it? The Merkabah or something like that?
So we only can use what we know to describe these things.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best I can give you. That's all I know. So a lot of times when it comes to divine things, if I was given something that was for me, I could only use the words that I know to describe it. And it's just unfortunate that, you know, people that only follow earthly findings, they won't get it. Because they're waiting for somebody to find it, and they probably will never find it because it wasn't meant for them to find it.
That's hilarious. They use Bruce Lee. I typed in the three great races. They had a brother and some white dude, and they used Bruce Lee. That's funny.
Did you see the Astroloid though?
No, they didn't put it on there.
Astroloid, I may not pronounce it wrong. He's an Australian black man.
But he's not a Negro.
Like we said yesterday, the skeleton will tell us. You know, you can tell from the skeleton, you can tell from the eyes, the eye color, the amount of melanin, things of that nature.
So you think that the European is the one that is the original sin that's born in the sin?
Yes.
You think the rest of the people on the planet are not?
No.
So what are
he came to rule the world for
the rest of the
6,000 years.
So the rest of the people weren't perfect?
Huh?
The rest of the people are perfect?
No, we're not perfect. It shows that the white man came from us, right?
So if it wasn't for the white man, would people still commit sin? Would people still murder each other? Would they still steal from each other?
Well, only God can answer that question.
Would they still lie? I'm asking you. If
I don't know what we live in today and what was revealed to me. I can't answer a God question.
It's not a God question.
I believe that's a God question.
You're saying because of the white man, all of the
because these are things that are revealed. All they can give you the answers of what's revealed. If it hasn't been revealed, I don't know. Maybe it was revealed to somebody else and I just don't know. So even when we go back to let us make man. Let us make man. You know, some, like the Billy Carson, they would say us was the Anunnaki. Yeah. The Christians would say us was God and Christ. Yeah. Some people would say us was the like spirits, like loving, kindness, different types of spirits, because it said let us make man in our image after our own likeness, right? Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that every man is according to his own to today. So when he said us, I don't know how many it was, but let's just say I'm only speaking of what's revealed to me. Yeah. Those three races, maybe it was 4, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 6, but those are the ones that I know of. Those are the us. So when I was telling you that there's only one Most High God, We all got the same God. I don't care where you go into ancient history. They all have these flood stories. They all have this a Moses type of story. They all have a Jesus type of story. They all have like a lot of those stories. They have them in everywhere you go.
Of course, I mean Gilgamesh and Greece, but they all got different gods. All of them have different gods.
Who did you say?
Greece, Gilgamesh, which is Sumerians. We're talking about the flood stories. I'm agreeing with you that the flood stories exist, but these people still have different gods. So we should tell a God through his attributes. Right?
But see, this is the thing. Okay. For each man is his own kind. Let us create man in our image after our likeness. God is just is a most high God, but there's a council of other gods. 24 gods. 24 supreme beings.
Where are you getting this from?
I'm getting it from when I used to study I told you, okay. The history book that I was telling you about when I studied since I was 12 years old, and I didn't know about, I didn't come into my own time at 17.
So this is mythology, not history. This is mythology.
No, this is a history book.
But you're talking mythology because you said
it describes, okay, in the history book it describes each of those cultures, right? And it talks about, in order to describe the culture, you got to talk about the science or what we call the religion. So it talks about who their gods was. But these are not gods. These are just attributes of the universe, attributes of human beings,
but
of love. Excuse me?
But those are gods.
Huh?
Those are gods.
Those are not gods.
Those are gods. Gods is just a power.
That's what, no.
We agreed on God meaning power. Didn't we say that? Didn't you and I agree on that?
The sun is not a god.
The sun is a god. There's some people, right? The Egyptians didn't worship the sun?
No.
Man, people can worship the sun.
No. That's a misconception from the people that study them.
But you don't think people worship the sun?
Not
worship meaning
today they probably do.
Even back then.
No.
What's the difference of opinion? Definitely.
No.
People worship
that is your scholars, your architects thinking they know something and they don't know what they're talking about. Nobody worships.
Why do you think people didn't worship the sun?
They was telling stories about the universe, and they described it as if they were human beings.
Who?
The people of them.
Not everybody, though. Not everybody. But I'm sure I get the point of anthropomorphizing the sun. But to say people didn't worship the sun, because a lot of people didn't even know what it was. A lot of people didn't know that.
And the ones who.
So a lot of people didn't know what it was. So
and I'm talking about the people with the knowledge who taught. I'm talking about the hires.
Yeah.
The more supreme.
The supreme people.
Yes. And they taught.
But the regular people probably did, because even like you and I can decipher information out of the Holy Bible and look, because of the fact it's almost like the mystery systems back in Egypt.
No.
It was
the way the world is today was not how the world was back then.
I'm not saying it was like anyway. What I'm saying is an archaic mind doesn't even know, if they don't have no knowledge of the earth at all, they don't know what that is floating inside the sky. It's just like
you assume that.
I mean, we just don't know that unless somebody tells us what it is. Even nowadays, we don't know what it is.
We don't even know.
It's a huge speculation behind what it is, but it's backed to scientific theory and facts. But we don't really, no one really knows what that thing. Flat Earthers say it's just the light. They say it's one light, and the moon is the one light, and that's another light.
I've heard a lot of flat Earth theories.
Right, so in essence, we don't.
They're interesting.
Yeah, they are. But in essence, we really don't know what it is, because the human being will form whatever conclusion they think that thing is, if they don't trust the powers to be and the information of the powers to be.
That's almost like what I'm telling you.
What?
So that's almost kind of like what I'm going with this. So to each his own. But now we have a man that's just totally opposite, where we can see, where we can physically see who's the opposite man. So the reason why I described earlier when they said in the Bible, when it said let us create man, and I told the different to some people that's the Anunnaki, to some people that's Jesus.
Right.
But the thing about it is, it's gonna I'm trying to find the right word. What is the word that I'm trying to? It all comes from the same group of supreme beings, but there's one Most High. So let me just try to do it like this. Okay, so we're gonna start back right there.
Yeah.
So whether your people say it's the Anunnakis, some people call them Elohims, some people call them whatever. These are all the same people, but to different people across the world, they're called different names. Like we just agreed. These flood stories, these Moses stories, they're in all of these ancient cultures. So when we get to Adam,
I didn't say Moses stories from ancient culture.
Moses,
I didn't say Moses stories.
Moses is Moses stories in other cultures.
Wait. There was a guy that brought some people out of
in different cultures. Yes.
What cultures are you talking? And gave them a law. You taught these people how to live. What? Give me an example.
Just you have to.
Nah, you can say it. You
have to look it up.
I ain't gonna do
Because
that.
I'm trying to stick to what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And
But you made a claim.
Okay. And what I tell you, I say I don't debate, I teach. And
but you made a claim.
Okay.
Right. But you made a claim. So
okay.
Claim,
and I asked you this.
I asked you to substantiate the claim.
Okay. I asked you this. When you got the time, because I'm trying to go.
I will look later, but
we don't have a lot of time. So
you made a claim. You made a claim that Moses' story.
Okay. Everything that you want to question, write them down. Right.
But it's fine. If you make a claim. But if we're having a conversation.
I understand it.
If you bring in some information that's obviously not conventional, I'm gonna wonder where that came from.
And you should.
Okay, so that's why I said suspension.
So this is why I actually you have the internet. That's the reason why. So when I'm talking, you can do it. This is how I study.
It's taking me forever to research that. It's hard to microwave.
It's not that hard to type.
To find out whether coaches had a Moses story. I've never heard anybody else.
Just type. Does other ancient cultures have a story similar to Moses?
Let me see.
So this is what I used to do.
Chat GPT.
This is what I used to do with this history book. This history book that I had, I already read these stories. Now I didn't study them to the point where I wanted to know them by heart. I didn't do it that way. But I seen it. I seen them with my own eyes. Enough where I was convinced. You know what I'm saying? So can I keep talking while you do that?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm looking.
So we get to Adam. When we get to Adam, and it says, "This are the generations of Adam. He created them. He created them and called their name Adam." So that clearly states that Adam is not one man, one woman. Eve is not one man, one woman. Eve does represent women on a certain part of the story, but Eve is really talking about the feminine of evolving. Adam, that's talking about man being made, the atom, from atoms to atom, and he talks about the woman coming from the rear. That's talking about DNA. That's talking about the sperm coming from the bone marrow. So then when we get to the serpent part of the story, in most ancient religions, serpents or snakes represent wisdom. And one of the things that I hate to say it, like a lot of cultures don't let their women get a lot of education and get a lot of experience in the world, because that's how when women get like that, that's when they oppose the men a lot, and that's what breaks up the families and what we have today, because our women are so educated and they don't need a man no more, and that's what the serpent and that story is representing. It told us that way back then that was going to happen. And then you get to the Noah.
The only parallels that I'm getting with the Moses story is the abandonment at birth and being raised. Everyone's kind of using that motif. I'm not firing no one so far because I'm on number 6. I got number 1, Sargon of Akkad, story of Sargon's birth. Sargon of Akkad, a prominent Mesopotamian figure.
Yeah, Sargon is one.
But the only parallel he has is, as according to legend, Sargon's mother placed him in a basket, made reeds and set him afloat on the river. He was later found by a gardener, raised, and eventually rose to power. So that's the similarity. Krishna too, very similar with the whole basket being abandoned. Old Eve.
I didn't say that the stories was exactly the same.
I get it, but I
didn't say that the stories was exactly the same.
Right, but the Moses, what I distinctively said, which I was looking for, was a man that led his people out of slavery and gave them laws. to govern them by, to protect them by, the laws of God. This is what I believe makes the Hebrew tradition separate from all the other ones, is the covenant that they make with the Most High. And all the other books, they claim that those were the people of the book, those are God's chosen people. That's,
you say all the other,
the Quran, even the Holy Bible, the New Testament, they say that those people are the chosen people of God.
and I know this people.
So that's what I mean. And like, this what makes them and that whole book different, because they got the covenant. The reason why they're God's chosen people is because they don't want to keep the covenant with them. No one else keeps the covenant.
They don't even keep the covenant.
Yes, they do keep the covenant. Christ kept the covenant. So they do keep the covenant.
What are you at right now?
Who?
The Hebrews.
We are the Hebrews.
Who?
We are the Hebrews.
We're the covenant then.
We're in the covenant.
You just said they keep the covenant.
We have the covenant. Some of us, not all of us, don't keep the covenant. Ain't never been all or nothing. You can't. There's no way you're gonna speak in absolute to anything.
Who are all the Hebrews?
What do you mean, who are all these Hebrews?
Who Hebrews?
What do you mean?
Who are the Hebrews?
Like who? Like what?
Like I asked you earlier, what is a Hebrew?
I told you what meant the Hebrew. Because the people that keep the covenant, God chose the people.
Well, earlier you said it was the language.
It is a language. Oh yeah. I just
So
said it.
who are the Hebrews today?
We're the Hebrews today.
We who?
The African Americans.
That's it?
Well, no, it's quite a bit. 12 different tribes that were scattered during the destruction of the temple. So, I mean, finding those tribes, I mean, some people say the Beta Israel, some people say the Ashkenazi Jews. I mean, there's a lot of people that we can point to who these people are. But regardless of who's making the claim, all of them have in common that they got to keep the covenant that they made with the Most High.
But is the Hebrew the only one? Is they the only group of people that
Keeping the
God
covenant?
chooses to be as his people and to be great nations and all this? No.
Are they the only people? No, they're the only people that God made the covenant with. Yes. But the only people that God made the covenant, you got to find another group of people that the promise was given to besides Israel.
What does it mean that God came from Tanakh?
It could be a couple. Give me that verse.
Habakkuk, I don't know, it's chapter. Why would God have to come if he already here?
God could be in power. Now you're playing with words. We don't know if that's
I'm not
Yahweh.
playing words. It describes the God. It describes
We
what
didn't
he's
say it
going to
was
do.
Yahweh. We didn't say that was Yahweh.
Huh?
We didn't say that was Yahweh. Because
I never
the
said
God
that. I
in the
know
Bible-
that's not Yahweh.
Okay, so you're just saying God can mean power. Moses was called the first of God.
But
So
look
God
up,
can mean power.
what that meant.
Give me the verse real quick.
It's Habakkuk
already know it's
chapter
about
3. Oh, I got to find it. So, and that God is talking about a God named, the name of that God is Eloah.
What is it?
The name of the God, this is how you spell it, Eloah.
Eloha.
That's not an Eloah. Try to say it again. Try to pronounce it
Say it
again.
again.
Eloah.
Yeah, Eloha. Allah. Allah.
Just keep saying it.
Oh, you said
Keep saying
Allah.
it. Keep saying it. Yeah, I know.
This guy here. Smooth. Allah just means God, though. You said chapter what?
3. It's in chapter 3. You probably just put God came from Tanakh. What does that mean? Or who is that God? It comes from Tanakh. I don't know. You know, Habakkuk is such a small book, it's hard to find it. It's only like 3 pages.
Oh, here it is. Habakkuk 3:3. God, Allah, came from Teman, the
God
Holy
who?
One. Allah, Elo, whatever. Came from, I think it's singular for Elohim. Yeah, it is. It said Elo is Hebrew word for God, closely related to the more commonly known term Elohim. Elohim is plural.
I know. This is what I said from the beginning.
But when it said God can mean power or force, it could mean angel.
It
Angels are
describes the
considered
God.
God.
It describes what he's going to do. It describes him.
Hold on, where we at? Came from Teman, the Holy One from Mount Paran. Here, Elo is used to describe God's majesty and his divine intervention in history. God.
Once again, that's another thing that I think a lot of people that want to find scholarly architecture will find is keep forgetting. This is about the divine. So just because the architect cannot find it does not mean it's not true, because the divine have it. It's being revealed. So if God reveals something to certain people, the architect is not going to find it all the time. The scholar is not going to find it. He only can tell you what he sees, what he finds. If he don't find it, he dismisses it. Look how many times science done change over the course of your life. Things that they told you about science, and then now that you're 30, 40, it done changed because they found something different. So I'm not gonna wait for them to find it. I got somebody giving me the information. A higher power giving me the information, and they gave it to other people. And then when I met those other people and they talked about it, I was like, this is the same information I got. How do we both know the same things? We didn't even know each other. I went to I had good friends that like I said, I never went to church when I was growing up. But what made me interested is I had my best friends, they went to church. So that's how I started reading the book. And from the moment that I read the first two, the beginning of Genesis, I was like, I was seeing stuff that I had never heard. And then when I come to them and ask them about it, they didn't even know what I'm talking about. And one of the things was, the simple one, God said, let us make man. They like, God, they don't say that. I'm like, yes, it does. They had to show it to them. And I had to show it, and we do it, we've been doing this, man, since forever. And showing people stuff like this, that God came to man. People's claiming they read the book, why come you never even noticed it? The only reason why I noticed it, because it was revealed to me to notice it. When we talk about Yaqub, when we talk about the Holy One coming from Mount Paran, when we talk about Adam not being one person, that the Bible clearly says that Adam is more than one person. So, and what I was trying to tell you, that's just an age. These are allegory, the same way that our ancient ones talked about Ra and the sun and Amun, the hidden one, and all this. But if you can go and find them in the hieroglyphs, right? You can find pictures of them, carvings of them, where it looked like that's a human. But the whole time that's not a human. We all know that's not a human. So our people that's how they talk, like this, how they told the story. So even in the Bible came from that. The Bible didn't come from something different from that. The Bible came from those old scriptures. And then when the Caucasian got him, he switched it up and plagiarized it the best he could. But he wasn't good enough. He couldn't hide the information. So Adam is talking about the creation of all mankind. And it's talking about, like I say, when it talks about the woman coming from the rib, that's talking about DNA. That's talking about the sperm coming from the bone marrow. The Eve is evolution. Eve is feminine. Evolution is feminine because it birthed new ideas. It birthed new things. But it's also taking you to the nature of a woman when it talks about the serpent. The serpent represents experience, wisdom. And when the woman gets too much wisdom and too much experience, she's not going to listen to the man. He has to, so the more the woman elevates, the man gonna have to elevate even more. He's gonna have to triple his elevation. So then when it gets to Cain and Abel, I'm gonna ask you this. Okay, let's just say if people were like prehistoric and they first started off, how do you think they lived? What did they eat? What do you think the first thing they ate?
What are you asking?
Well, if people started off prehistoric not knowing anything,
human beings.
When they just came about, they don't know the earth, they don't know anything. What do you think was the first thing that they ate?
Plants.
What did Cain do? Who was first, Cain or Abel? Cain was first, right? And what did Cain do?
He was a hunter.
No, Cain was not a hunter. Cain was a farmer.
My bad, Abel was a hunter.
So that came first. That is just a generation. That's just a time period of when the people ate from the ground first. And Abel came later. That's why he's the little brother. Now as far as the killing
we
each other.
started eating meat by the time Noah is when we started eating meat.
Bro, see, I see what you...
What?
Okay.
Is that not when we started eating meat? You see where I'm going with this? Then go ahead and bridge it.
But I don't think you're getting what I'm saying.
You're saying that it's two different things. It's a generation. We're not talking about people.
So when people first started to eat, they would eat from the ground.
Yes.
It's talking about the whole man.
The Bible breaks it down,
not just
and
one
up
person.
into Noah, that's when we started eating meat.
You say what? Wait, say it again.
We were eating plants. We were prescribed in the Bible a vegetarian diet. So I'm agreeing with you. Up until Noah, though, that's when we started eating meat.
People was eating meat before that.
Anyway, not in the Bible.
People was eating.
Not in the Bible.
Abel is the generation of when people started hunting. Go read your history book and match it up with the Bible.
What about the history book?
Read the history books and then match it up with the Bible.
What history? We don't have history that far back.
Huh? They do have history that far back, bro.
Not written history.
Huh?
Not hit. Human beings wasn't writing stuff down at that time.
Bro, language and words been around. Bro, you know how advanced.
So you're saying the minute we evolved, we started writing stuff. That's not true.
Brother, that's not the first verse, brother.
So I'm saying history was not written. Let's stick on topic. You said we're going back when human beings first evolved, and we first started going and finding food for ourselves, like any other animal. And you said at that time, human beings were vegetarians, right?
I wouldn't say that they were vegetarians. That's just the first. That was the easiest thing.
In the first generation of humans, they were vegetarians, correct?
I wouldn't say that they were vegetarians. What I'm saying is that was the easiest.
Okay, I understand that, because you actually.
The first thing I'm gonna do is pick it off the tree before I go chase down a.
So were they or were they not vegetarian?
I can't really answer that.
So what
for
are you
sure.
saying? You're saying that.
I'm saying that the majority of the people are for sure ate from the earth instead of chasing down an animal.
Okay.
That came later, but that's not to say that not.
So they were vegetarians.
Okay, we'll say vegetarians. Okay, let's just say
so
vegetarians and vegetarians.
When human beings,
because it's easy for people to understand.
When human beings first evolved, it was easier to pick stuff from the ground and not chase.
Would you agree with that? Would you think so?
We're agreeing there. We're agreeing there. I even said in the Bible, they were vegetarians first. We were prescribed a vegetarian diet, and eventually, after Noah, we started eating meat.
If I was to tell you that, so let's say I never touched fire before, right? And I was to tell you, and then one day I made a fire, and I said, God said the fire hot. How would God tell you that the fire hot?
Say that again.
How would God tell you that the fire hot without words, without speaking?
I don't know.
You get close to the fire, you feel the heat.
Yeah.
So
what are you saying?
Our top supreme, we call them scientists. They were teaching the people using words that's the same way that I'm doing right now. Using the words that they can best use to describe it. So when they say that God said something, God just says be and it is. I don't know how no other way to really describe it. God said that, how do you make water? One hydrogen, two oxygen, is that how you make water? He says be and it is. That's the way you make water. God said that one hydrogen, two oxygen creates water. It don't have to be a verbal, like God actually, a language that you're going to actually hear. It just is. It is what it is. It is what it is. The fire is hot. God told me that that water is cool or water is wet. You know how? Because when I touched it, I felt that it was wet. These are not people. These are generations. These are generations describing the best way that they can. It's the same way that our ancients did and said that the sun was rock and that was a man. He got a whole background story and everything. But we know that.
But what benefit will it have to just tell everybody that this is just stories about?
Because there's no other way to tell the story.
So the Bible is just a story like Harry Potter, just there to tell you stories?
About real life, though.
I know, but what is the point, though? What's the point of hearing all these stories? What's the point of hearing all these stories? Because
now that the devil, that's the yin and yang, the devil, that we can see him now, we can know how to maneuver, how to maneuver. What?
Yin yang Taoism. Isn't the devil an angel? Isn't Satan an angel?
Okay, so
Is he not an angel?
An angel is just attributes of love, attributes of, and demons are just attributes of like greed, hate,
Is Satan an
envy.
angel or is he not?
If your language, if y'all call them angels, yeah, yes. It
So
can
he's
be
an
angel if
So
that's
he-
how y'all
So he
describe
works for the Most High.
it. Yes, everything works for the Most High.
So the devil is not this yin yang.
The devil is your
about.
passions.
The devil doesn't oppose the Most High. He does what the Most High wants him to do.
He opposes humans. The devil has free will. The devil, okay. There's stories of the devil, especially in the Holy Quran. When God made man, he said that the angels submitted to man. The jinn are with the devil. The devil said, I'm not going to submit to him because I'm made of fire and fury. That's all that is your passions. Your passions you have to fight off those passions. If you have a sex demon, if you want to always have sex, that's up to you to fight off that demon or that devil. If you have a greed devil,
responding to the yin yang.
if you have a greed devil, if you have a hateful devil, or whatever, and the angels are the opposite. The angels are love, kindness, giving, courage. Those are just attributes. But if it fit for you to say that they are angels and that's what make you connect you to righteousness, then that's cool. We don't have a problem with that.
So is righteousness subjective?
You're gonna know righteousness, and because it's opposite of who you are. Righteousness.
So is that
and
subjective?
Listen, once I'm describing them with a G and one
Hold
more
on, just
time.
yes or no before you expound on it. Is righteousness subjective?
In your earthly world, y'all would say yes, but it's not.
I mean,
I'm
is
gonna
it or
tell
is
you
it
how.
not
I'm gonna
subjective?
tell you how.
It's just yes or no. Is righteousness subjective?
It's really not.
So
It's really not.
to one person, righteousness is the same no matter where it goes. Righteousness is always the same.
Righteousness has attributes to it. What is righteousness? So listen. Can I? I'm trying to explain the best way I can. If the devil wants to control you, wants to rule you, that means you don't have control over yourself no more. Forget the word righteousness or unrighteousness.
No,
That's the
that
bottom
was the
line.
question. That was the question. Because you and I have to do this.
The bottom line is this: the devil wants to rule you. Your demons wants to rule you. They give you
The
suggestions.
devil works for the Most High, does he not? He's an angel.
The devil
He
is your
established it.
passion. Just
He's
think
an
about
angel.
that. Just think about
Now,
that.
so now the devil becomes subjective.
The devil is your passion.
The devil's subjective.
Listen to this.
Is the devil subjective?
Do you know
Now, yes
how-
or no? Is the devil
So
subjective?
you want to use these little earthly words, and the words don't matter.
There's
Those
no
little
way
earthly
we can.
words don't
There's no
matter.
way we can have a cohesive conversation if we don't agree
And
to
I
the
keep trying to tell
definition.
you this is divine.
If we
You
don't
want-
agree to
you're
the-
too earthly. We're talking about
If we
divinity.
don't, dude, we're having a conversation. If
I
we don't
understand
agree
that.
to definitions of words, then we can't have a cohesive conversation.
It's not that they are limited. They are limited.
Dude, words is the only way to describe a thought. So you have a thought in your head and you're trying to describe what's in your mind. You have to use a word that I can identify with and relate to.
And
so I
that's
can
why
know
the
what you're
stories
talking
are,
about.
and you just said it out your mouth. That's why the different cultures tell the stories in different ways, because everybody don't pick up the same. But we only can use the words that we know. We only can use describing the way
you're
that we know.
okay, but you're getting on me for you're saying I'm using earthly terms because I'm asking you if the devil is subjective,
You know, in
if
some languages,
righteousness is subjective.
you know, in some languages they don't have in between words. There's no gray area. It's either this or that.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking.
So what I'm telling
I'm
you is
asking-
this language. First of all, this language is
I'm not
already
even
trash.
talking about language right now.
Well, we are
I'm
talking
not.
about.
I know I'm not. I
mean,
asked you if something was subjective or not subjective. Meaning, if it means something different, depending on if it goes into another mind or another head. That's what I mean
And what
by
I'm trying
subjective
to
and
tell you
objective.
is, if the language is already a bad
I'm not talking about
language.
language. Forget language. We could be
The
speaking
word
Spanish.
subjective is
Yes,
you
but,
take it to a language.
but we're not. It's not about the actual word. It's about the meaning of what I'm saying. If I can find if I can find another word that's synonymous with the word objective and subjective,
Right.
but it has the same meaning, I only care about the meaning of the word. Not I only chose words subjective and
And that's the same
objective
thing that I'm
because
doing
it's
over
something
here.
you can understand.
And
So I ask you a question: is the devil subjective or objective? Meaning, can we all agree on what and who the devil is, or no? If it's not, then it's subjective. If we can all agree on what the devil is or isn't, then it's subjective. The meaning of the devil is subjective.
Okay.
Different up to each subject gives you a different idea of what the devil is. That's what I'm asking. Is it subjective or is it objective? It sounds like it's subjective.
I keep telling you. God is, oh my God.
We're not talking about God. You and me are human beings.
I have to talk about God.
But neither one of us are not God. So since you and I are both human beings, we're both talking as human beings. So we can't talk from a mind of something that's bigger than us.
Yes, I can, because
it's impossible. It's like my skin cells speaking for my entire body. It's impossible.
Well, then, how can you follow Moses?
Who?
How can you follow Moses?
Because Moses was a man that wrote down things. He's a man. I'm talking about a man.
Where did he get it from?
He got it from himself.
He got it from himself.
He got it from himself. He got it from Egypt. He got it from the 42 negative confessions of my eye. Who knows? Maybe Aaron or his sister broke it down to him. Who knows where the hell Moses got it from? But at the end of the day, there's a man.
And that's what I'm telling you right now.
But there's a man. Hold on, you're not telling me that. What I'm saying is there's a man that gave laws and gave things for us to follow. A man gave that. I'm not saying God gave it. I'm saying a man, a human being, gave it to us. Not a God. Not some spirit.
Did you ask Moses is that subjective? He said God gave it to him. Did you ask?
Moses did say God gave it to him.
The story says that God
Moses said God gave it to him. Sure. I'm not
saying. So
saying
ask him, is this subjective?
No, it isn't subjective.
Ask him.
How can I ask somebody that's dead?
You can question his teachings.
I have questioned his teachings. I've lived long enough to know that the law that Moses prescribed for human beings is the absolutely best scenario for society, for a group of people.
For a group? I just said that, brother.
What?
I've been saying that the whole time.
So,
for that particular group of people?
No, for people in general.
For the whole man.
Yes, if we could all get under the same rules and not kill each other, not steal from each other, not lie to each other, not envy one another, if we could all get on the same damn accord, this world would be much more organized.
Okay, brother.
So I'm saying
when you got all of the what I'm calling the religions, the cultures that teach us that same thing.
They don't teach the same thing. They do not lie. They teach you not to lie. They teach you not to kill people. In Islam, you can sell poison to your enemy. You can kill infidels. In Islam,
Hebrews don't kill nobody?
No, but they're not. Hebrews aren't told to kill somebody that don't believe what they believe. The Muslims are told in the Quran to kill polytheists. They're told to kill them.
So who do the Hebrews
You're not
do?
told to kill anybody in the Bible. They actually tell you not to kill. You got to find where they're told to kill anybody. But they did. It is a time for war and it's a time for peace. Exactly. Obviously. But they're not telling you to go out. The Holy Quran
to take them to captive and to teach them.
But the Holy Quran tells you to kill the polytheists. They tell you to kill them.
And it also tell you that you can keep them as captives and teach them to try to clean them up.
It tells you to kill people. It tells you to enslave people.
You only talk about one part of it.
But it does tell you to kill someone.
But
they're not taking it. I'm telling you that they're not telling you. The Bible and the Quran aren't telling you the same thing.
The Bible tells you to kill people too, brother.
The Bible is not telling you to kill anybody. It's not telling you. It actually says, "Do not. Thou shalt not kill."
Samson didn't go around slaughtering people.
He wasn't supposed to.
Samson didn't go around slaughtering people.
He wasn't supposed to.
Abraham killed people.
He wasn't.
Moses himself was a murderer. Moses was a murderer.
Dude, it was a time for war. It's a time for war.
It wasn't no time for war.
The Bible does not prescribe you to go kill somebody.
When did Moses murder somebody?
He did it before he even woke back up. When he killed.
How did Moses even know he was a Hebrew? How did he know to protect his sister?
Maybe his sister. But at the end of the day, the Bible isn't telling you. The Bible is not telling you. This is a fact. The Bible is not telling you to go kill polytheists. They're not. The Quran tells you to kill people.
All through this
but
book.
It's fine. It's telling you about human conditions.
Their God.
No, it's telling you about human conditions. It's not telling. There's not laws or a prescription to tell you to go out and kill somebody. Period.
So y'all don't ever go to war ever.
It's not telling you to go kill someone at all. War is obviously a part of the human condition. The war is part of the human condition, just like eating. But
if there's no Pope,
but it's not prescribing for you to go out.
For us to fight, we get rid of them all.
It's not telling you to go kill everybody.
There would never be peace as long as they're here.
Who? Probably here. And the infidels. And
there will never be peace as long as they're here.
Regardless,
They will never be
regardless,
peace as long as they here.
my statement was, my claim was that they're not telling you the same thing. They're not. They're not telling you the
I
same
just said, brother. I think. See,
They're not telling you the same thing.
I just said, for that group of people, for this group of people, for that group of
They're
people,
not saying the
it's
same
taught for was taught to
thing.
you.
But it's not telling the same thing, though. If
But-
one group of people is getting taught something different than the people over here, then it's not the same.
We're not the same people, brother.
Okay, fine. Fine. That's 100%. I made the claim that the Bible and the Quran aren't praying to the same God. You're saying now that they're not. So now you agree
I
with
said
me?
your Bible says that.
You agree with me now
No,
that
I
the
don't.
Bible and the
No, I
Quran
don't,
is not.
because there's only one supreme, and right now Allah is God.
You just said.
Right now Allah is
They're
God.
different people.
There's been other gods, but right now Allah is God. Right now today, just like you read it.
Allah
You
is
just
a
read
God.
it.
Allah is a God.
He's the most supreme God.
God means
He's the most
power.
high God right now.
Says who?
Says your Bible.
The Bible does not say Allah
Says
is the
your
most
Bible.
high God. No, it doesn't.
You just read it out your own
That
mouth.
didn't say Allah. That's not the same. That didn't say that. That's the most high in the Bible is Yahweh.
That
Allah
that
is
was
no,
then.
no. This is after
It's
Moses.
all. It
man.
just told you
This
God
is after Moses.
to man.
This is after Moses.
God comes from to man, brother.
Yes, that's the people of the people. This is after Moses.
God came from to man.
Yes, I understand that. The people that worship that God come from to man. That's what it meant. I just read it. I just looked it up and asked ChatGPT to break it down for me. The people that worship that God come from to man. That's what it meant.
That's what your.
That's what it meant.
That's
Okay,
not
fine.
what it
But this is subjective.
Yeah,
You're trying to say that this LOI or whatever the hell it is Yahweh, and it's not Yahweh.
He is the God of now.
Who? So there's different gods at different periods.
There's yes, yeah.
Okay,
I've been saying that for
that's fine. I don't believe. I'm not subscribing to that. So you're saying there's the God,
right now,
the God in the
most
Bible.
high. He's the most powerful God right now.
Who says this? Right now, you're saying Allah is the most powerful God,
Yeah.
but He isn't Yahweh.
So now, this is the thing that I keep trying to tell you about divinity. About divinity.
Allah is not Yahweh, man.
But Allah is the most high God right now. Now, this
Right
is the
now,
thing
but
about
He's not Yahweh. So they got different gods. So we are both now agreeing that the God of the Bible and the God of the Quran are not the same God.
I'm going to tell you, yes, it is, because listen to this.
So the God of the Quran,
the
Yahweh.
God that was then was the God for every. He was the most high for
Is the
everybody.
God of the Quran.
So today,
In the
listen,
Bible,
brother.
the God has
Listen,
name.
brother. Listen,
God
brother.
has name.
Listen,
Right.
brother.
I'm listening.
The God that was then, just take
I'm
a
listening.
listen.
The God that was
the
then.
God that was then was the God over everybody, the most high God over everybody.
Says who? The Bible does not say that. It mentions Moloch. It mentions Baal. It
does.
mentions
And those are not.
Ashtaroth. Those are other gods.
He's not the most high
Elijah,
God. He's not the most high God, brother.
the most high God is Yahweh.
At that time, not today.
Period. Is Yahweh.
And so today, the most high God is Allah over
No.
everybody, whether
Where-
you accept him or not.
Who says that Allah is the most high God? The Bible
The
does
Bible
not
says
say that
it.
Yahweh is the most
Who is
high.
the Holy One coming from Mount Perea?
Yahweh is the most
Who's the
high.
Holy One coming from Mount Perea?
I'll have to look it up.
And what makes you think that they're right?
Okay, then you tell me if it's
I'm asking, I'm
I'm not saying anybody's right, but you just tell me. You tell me because it's subjective.
I want to ask you. What makes you say I would trust them and not me?
I didn't say it. I'm not trusting anything. You and I have a
So
discussion.
listen. This is what you just did. You discredited me and said that I'm wrong because you just looked.
No,
at
I've been saying you were wrong about this before I even looked at the computer. I've told what I'm saying you're wrong about is that the God of the Bible and the God of the Quran
It's
are
the
not
same
the same God.
Yes, it is.
It's not, because the God of the Bible is Yahweh.
The
and the God
Bible
of the
clearly
Quran
told
is
Abraham. God clearly told Abraham to not worry about Ishmael. He told him what he's going to be. He's going to be a great nation. And
That don't
then,
mean that he's gonna have the same God.
And then there's other stories talking about that I done gave Israel so many chances. I done gave y'all so many chances.
And they disobeyed. Fine.
I know. And now a new, I want to call him a new God, a more powerful God is coming, and he's going
But
to
it's
be.
not Yahweh. It's a lie.
He's going to be the God
It's
over
not the
everybody.
same God.
Today I'm God over everybody. But when this God comes, he's going to be the God
So
over
it's not the
everybody.
same God. So now you're saying one God was God of everybody, which is Yahweh. Now
Yes.
a new God comes.
He's
and-
the God over everybody.
So it's not the same God.
I said this so whether you accept it or not, This
Are they
God
not the
is
same
the Most
God?
High God
So
today.
what you're saying, the Most High, like there's a rank.
It
So
is.
now one God has been promoted now as the Most High God, and the other
Yeah,
God
that's,
is
that's,
demoted.
that's a decent way to
But
put
it's
it.
still not the same God then.
What I'm saying is, you're confusing the word. You're saying that this God today is not the God from yesterday. I'm not
I
saying
thought that's what
that.
you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
You're saying that the God, the Most High God now, is not the same High God before.
Exactly. But the Most High God back
Isn't
then,
what you're
listen. The Most High God back then was the God over everybody back then. Today,
There was no God over everybody back then. Because even in the
whether they
Bible,
accept it or not,
even in the Bible, we
God.
still had Elijah going against the prophets of Baal. So everybody didn't have the same God.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But those are not the Most High God.
Who?
Those other
Baal?
gods. Yes.
Yes, but people still worship other gods.
I never said they didn't.
Okay, so
I just said whether you accept the Most High God or not, that does not make him. That does not say that he's not the Most High
but
God.
the God is not the God of everybody.
Yes.
No. Because every culture has their own God.
I just said that, brother.
So the God is not the God over everybody.
Brother. Okay. Let's just put it like this. Say for instance, you have 4 sons. You teach them all the same exact thing, but they have different characteristics. But they still the basics of what you're about. They still follow those, but they have different types of they different type of characteristics.
Yeah.
So that is the same thing. So my characteristics went to the Asians. I'm the Mongol. I'm the God of the Mongol. But my father, I'm still, the basis of it is still love, not killing, not to murder, or, whatever the attributes may be.
Yeah.
But I'm a little different from my brother, though. My brother, he's like this. He talks this way. He's like his people. My other brother, he's the astronaut. He look like this. He act like this. He's a little different. But
those aren't the same gods. They're not, because you're
they still have
describing
the
4
same
different
father,
brothers.
brother.
But you're still describing
They
4
still
different
have
brothers.
the same
I
father.
agree.
And
Fine.
those
If they have the
lesser
same
gods
father.
still has to.
Maybe not. I mean, Anunnaki may or may not have to report to the higher people. I mean, from what some people say, the fallen angels or the Anunnaki is running their own program and they weren't reporting back to the
So
to
that's
the
why
rulers.
I keep telling you.
So they're
You
not the
don't
same God.
debate, because for you, if that's what's going to help you get to where you need to be, I don't want to interrupt that. I have no.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about converting anything.
No.
We're talking
speaking in
information.
general.
I'm just saying the
Whether
God
it's
in the
you-
Bible, the God in the Quran, not the same God. That's it.
Today, Allah's God.
That's your
And guess
opinion,
what?
fine.
It's going to be one even more powerful than Allah. His time might be up already. It may be a new God right now.
Well, I don't know. I'll serve
A new Most High God. So when the language of Arabic was changed to Arabic, that was the best language. That's why when
What kind of version you got of Bible over there?
I don't know, it's a version I don't really like.
The King James? Gideon?
Gideon's. I like the
That's
King
the
James.
hotel one.
Yeah, I like the King James. I don't really like
I
this.
got King James right here.
Yeah.
The Gideon's cool. I used to have a Gideon. I don't know how.
Yeah, it's not too
I
much.
got
different.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
It's not too much different. But bro, what I'm saying is this. Okay, so
We'll wrap it up. I
Arabic,
know my
when Arabic came
ladies
from
probably heard
Arabic, it was when I was just trying to tell you about the languages.
Yeah.
It's certain words in other languages it's like, for instance, you have
Like in Chinese, they got Dao. There's no English translation for Dao.
I hear you. The Chinese.
In Chinese, they got a word called Dao, T-A-O. There's no English direct translation.
That's what I'm saying.
So they got to find a
So
closer word to mean.
these languages, it's like I don't even.
I get what
use
you
the-
mean by the language, but we're just talking about attributes.
Okay, I'm trying to get some of this, bro.
Yeah.
So when this came with this language, at that time that was the best. But I'm telling you, when this guy, the new guy comes, everything's gonna be different. The mentality of the people gonna be different. The best language is gonna be we're gonna be. So what we are talking about today won't even matter. The matter is to clean yourself up and to get ready for the Most High to come. Whether you use that route or this route or that route, it does not matter. God gave the truth to everybody. He gave some truth to everybody. the Asian man, whoever it is. He gave the truth to everybody. And when the prophet was speaking, they called, I'm pretty sure you heard the story. They called him the mad poet.
Who?
The Prophet Muhammad. Maybe he's about to be a part of it. They called him the mad poet because he got this beautiful language where it sounded like he was singing songs. Just think about that. The whole the entire whole Quran sounds like a poem, but it's giving you instruction, brother. That is the rawest language you could. There is no language better than that today.
I got to disagree, but
What language better than that?
Language better than the. I don't even speak Arabic, so I can't say this is the best language. I don't even speak it.
Well, learn a little bit of it.
I don't want to learn.
I'm not saying you have to learn actually Arabic, but learn a little bit about it, and then let me know what you think about it. You don't think that's a raw language where it sounds like you're singing songs, but the whole time.
Every time I heard Arabic speak, I ain't don't sound like nobody.
You don't hear the rhyming in it?
Nah, not really. I don't know what the hell they say.
So, wait a minute. If I was to say, I can even, you got, let me get it.
Allah Akbar.
Okay, if I was to say, Bismillah. Are you ready?
Something's going on. We got like 5 minutes.
Okay. So if I was to say, Bismillah, Rahmanir, Ibrahim, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin, Maliki Yamadin.
You're a rapper. Nah, you said that like a rapper. I know you got a rapping background. You already told me.
I know, but that's how.
Nah, you said that like a rapper.
No,
on purpose.
So if you hear, when they make the call, they try to pick the best.
I guarantee the Arab dude wouldn't say it like that.
Yes.
Nah, he wouldn't say it like that.
Yes. I've heard some of the most beautiful voices.
Yeah. Arab dude ain't gonna say it like that.
Yes. They get to the mouth, it sounds low. Allah Akbar. They be like, Bismillah. They sing it even better than me. They sing it way better than me.
But I'm gonna do this. I have a friend that wanted to debate a Muslim on Jesus in the Quran versus Jesus of the Bible. You willing to do that against a Christian?
You think you should?
Yeah. Hell yeah. If I was a Muslim, I would do it.
I don't debate nobody. I'm here for a whole other purpose. God gave me my mission.
What's your mission?
My mission is to show that we're all brothers and stop hating. Stop looking at the one. No, we're all brothers. We're trying to get to the same place, brother. We're all trying to get to God.
Somehow, all of us ain't trying to get to the same place.
I'm talking about the ones that are.
No, the ones that actually trying to do the right thing.
We don't. The other ones, we got. That's why we got the story of the 85%, the 10%, and the 5%.
Yeah, that's one of the best.
That's why the Bible says only 144,000.
Scottie Pippen.
Who
the hell is Scottie Pippen?
We're gonna focus on the ones that it is.
Stop talking about race, then racism will end. Why is this a topic? I'll tell you because you're racist. Oh wow, that's how y'all feel. All right, well, thanks for leaving a comment.
That's why I don't like to do it, because you can't say nothing about race.
No, you can say something about race. It's all good. They will live, telling the truth.
All right, peace, brother.
Shalom. Be good, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, shalom means what? Peace. What salam means? Peace. No matter what language you say it in, it's the same thing. Hey, spell it different. It does. 2 ways. Like salam. Oh, all right. You got your glasses and everything? Good stuff. I appreciate the bill.
Appreciate the bill. All right, my man. Have a good one. Have the way have to beat nobody up.
The white man hated hit he's because of all this this messed up.
But if they want to talk about Chicago and everybody us shooting at each other and all this other shit,
talking that we kept showing them Al Capone, we didn't give them no other choice but to commit crimes.
Of course. My man, shalom. All right, I'm pretty much done. That was a good build with my boy Kenny, Muslim. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody for whoever watched it. It's got quite a few views. Yeah, it went for about a whole hour long. So, yeah, good build on is the God of the Bible and the God of the Quran the same. So don't forget to like, video, share it, subscribe. Peace. Shalom, guys.